Welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, and leave a 5-star review. I'm Shane Dieffenbach, joined by a vulnerable, venerable Johnny.
I'm very sad.
Yeah.
So, speaking of vulnerable for venerable, this is a true story. I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
I'm going to tell our viewers a story off the top of the show.
Poppy John.
When I was in broadcasting school at Illinois State University, we pitched a dating show, kind of like The Bachelor, called Vulnerable for Venerable, and we actually shot a pilot episode, and then it was swiftly and promptly canceled.
Where is that footage?
It's at TV10, Illinois State University. I could try to get it.
Please try to find it. Please try to find it. We need that. That sounds amazing. I want to see that so bad.
Okay.
We're not even going to talk about the Cardinals today. I think we covered enough of that. It's a little bit sad.
You want to punch it?
We do have to go over our picks just really fast for the viewers. We both have the Cardinals in this game, so they're not fantastic. But we'll start with Johnny's same game parlay.
Please no.
Obviously, didn't hit. All right, and then we'll go to Johnny's props.
No.
James Conner did score, but no Matt Stafford or Cooper Kupp, which is weird.
Well, you would think if Stafford and Cooper Kupp aren't going off. But when Kyler Murray's throwing literally the worst pick six I've seen in my GD life, they don't have to do that. Cam Akers running over people.
Yeah, and then we'll go to my props just on cue. Cam Akers, you brutalized me for this prop earlier in the game, earlier in the day of that, or on Friday, and obviously that hit in like the second quarter.
I blame you for him running over Buddha.
Okay, and Christian Kirk did have over 4.5 receptions, so 2 for 3. Not
the quietest, most painfully oblivious 4.5 receptions. I love you, Christian. Get out. Goodbye.
Whoa.
Goodbye, sir.
Johnny. We'll go to my same game parlay. None of these. Connor did hit. But if Ertz scores a touchdown, some things go different. That's hitting. But you can say that about basically anything. If the Cardinals scored more points than the Rams, they would have won the game. So
that's true.
Let's just get into the divisional round game. First of all, I just want to say the NFL obviously didn't do this on purpose because it's all about seeding. But my God, these games are all perfect. I'm so excited for them. I think each opponent has the most optimal other opponent for this weekend. Johnny, are you excited?
I mean, I guess I love football, and I think in prior years I would have root for the NFC West to lose, and just for the sake of like some new blood in the NFC title game, I'm gonna just be casual.
Nice, love it. Well, why don't we bring in producer Leah and get started on Guess the
Leah.
Lines? Guess the Lines. Leah is here.
Johnny and Shane.
With Johnny and Shane. We need a jingle. Johnny and Shane guess the lines with Leah.
Please stop. All right. Are you ready to get into it?
Get on the bottom of the screen. Yeah.
Okay. All right. First up, Bengals at Titans.
This game is so hard to pick because you don't know. The report came out this morning that Derrick Henry after contact today is fine. So we just don't know how much Derrick Henry we're going to get. I assume we get a lot of Derrick Henry, but it really just depends on how much his workload is. The Titans have to be favored, right? Because they're the 1 seed. I don't know.
Titans -3.
Yeah, I'm going to go Titans -3.5.
Ding, ding, ding. Shane, Titans -3.5.
Here we go again. See, this is the thing that happens, Johnny. Just like a good NFL team, in the playoffs, they start succeeding. And I won last week. I'm going to win this week. I'm going to win next week. And I'm going to win the Super Bowl. So,
you dirty boy.
Well, but before we move on, Johnny, what do you think about this game? Do you think that the Bengals offense is going to be too much? Do you think that the Titans aren't going to be able to do enough?
Was the last time we've seen the Titans win like a meaningful game like that wasn't like mid-season? I feel like they spent the large majority of like weeks 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 playing the Jags.
Was that last year or 2 years ago where they went to the AFC title game?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
They're a real team. They have a
Yeah.
great head coach, and Tannehill is what he is, and now they've got Julio and everybody healthy. To me, it's hard to pick against Cincinnati right now because Burrow is so impressive. Like
Yeah.
I told Cheerson this yesterday. Like I watch Burrow, and I'm like, and especially like post game, and he's just so laid back, and he has these immaculate leadership qualities that like Kyler doesn't have, and it makes me sad.
And he's just a personality. Kyler is not a
Right.
personality.
Like, come on, Kyler.
I do think that this Bengals offense is going to be exposed, but I also think the Titans defense is good enough to force at least a turnover or get a couple stops. And Bengals defense isn't fantastic against the run. So this game is going to be interesting to watch. I love this matchup. Okay, next game.
All right, 49ers at Packers.
Do the books love the Niners that much this time?
Well, this line's changed because I know what it was when it came out, and it's changed because of Jimmy's potential injury.
Yeah.
So it came out, it was 5 or 5.5 when it came out.
Bosa's still in concussion protocol. They're waiting on that. I feel like if you're in concussion, if you're in concussion protocol in the playoffs, like they just kind of push it aside. They're like, you're fine. It's okay.
You're good.
You'll play.
Leah, I'm going to go 6 -6 Green Bay.
I'm going to go 6.5 then.
Don't.
Let me go first.
Ding. Johnny, Packers -6.
There you go. I'll go first for the Sunday game. Sorry, what's our first? Well, actually, analysis. What do you think about this game? Do you think if Jimmy G is healthy, it's going to be close?
I think it's a competitive game, but I think the Packers are going to feast on that secondary for San Fran. Dallas could have won that game last weekend. But like the Niners are playing with so much house money, like they weren't supposed to be here. They were supposed to win 2 weeks ago. This is the Cardinals should be in this game. And so that's why that's a dangerous feeling. And the 49ers, I know it was a different regime with McCarthy, but they have beat the holy hell out of the Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dating back to Kaepernick, that Jimmy G NFC title game, they ran it like 500 times. So
Jimmy G's 2-1 against Rodgers.
LaFleur comes from the Shanahan school of hard knocks with he and McVay, and they're little buddies. So I think Packers will end up winning. I think they cover.
Yeah, I'm all over the Packers in this game, especially if Bosa is still a little bit rattled. Speaking of McCarthy, did you see what Aikman and Manning were talking about what's his face, CeeDee Lamb being single covered and how he didn't get the ball enough?
Yeah,
it is pretty ridiculous, and I think Rodgers is that guy to do that. I think Rodgers is going to eat up whatever defensive scheme and game plan that the Niners bring. So yeah, I like the Packers in this game. Before we get on to the next one, guys, you can bet on these games, and right now DraftKings Sportsbook has a fantastic offer, same as week 1 of the playoffs. Right now, we can get 56-1 odds on any divisional game this week. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if the team you bet on won. So go ahead and take advantage of that. Use that promo code PHNX when you sign up and get all that free money. Combine multiple bets in a same game parlay for a bigger payout. Hopefully you can be more successful than me and Johnny's in the Cardinals. And maybe you're betting on an actual good football team with a good quarterback. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. It's safe, it's secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw whenever you want. That's 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. Okay, let's get into Sunday's games.
All right, Rams at Buccaneers.
Okay, so I just think that the Buccaneers offensive line is too much, and I don't know if the odds makers are going to take into account. So I would put this line higher than it is. I'm assuming it's probably around 4. Buccaneers -4. That's what I'm going to say, but I don't know.
I'll go Tampa -3.5.
All right, ding, 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 Johnny, Tampa -3.
3. Okay.
I almost said 2.5. I think
you would have gotten it either way.
Yeah.
What about this game? Do you agree with me? Do you think the Bucs are going to dominate, or do you think McVay has another game plan up his sleeve? Really?
I don't think Tampa's going to be able to score enough points.
I just think Tampa's too healthy, man. I just think they're too healthy on defense.
Too healthy offensively?
On defense. No, I said that's why I said on defense.
I do think that they're going to be able to stop Cam Akers because they always stop the run. But what I saw in person, granted it's the Cardinals, the fraudnals as I'm calling them, fraudulent Cardinals. I am fairly convinced that this Rams team has a destiny to play in the NFC title game against the Packers. I can't be talked out of that right now.
Okay, you're just a little too sad for it.
I
And
am.
the last game.
Bills at Chiefs.
This is the game of the century. This is the game of the year, and I think Josh Allen is going to dominate this team. I was watching what was working. I rewatched some stuff in that. Not only this game against the Patriots, but the second matchup against the Patriots, and what was working for Josh Allen. And it was so interesting because the Patriots love their too high shell and cover 3, but they were forced into a cover 1, and of course the Bills knew what to do. They had deep crossers across the middle of the field, and so Belichick, being Belichick, knew he had to drop an extra safety back there or an extra corner to have both of them make a choice and go with the deep crossers. But then the Bills would counter the counter, and then the Patriots would counter the counter, and then they would keep going. But the Bills would win the matchup because they have playmakers. Gabriel Davis would come open on like a drag route, and it was just impossible to defend, especially when Josh Allen's making world beater throws. And I don't see the Chiefs being able to game plan against that. And honestly, the Chiefs' offense is incredible, but I don't think it's better than the Bills right now. And I think the best offense wins in this game. So I like the Bills in this game, but I don't think the public does that much, unfortunately. So I'm going to go. Kansas City's barely favored, probably. I'm going to go Kansas City -2.
I think Buffalo's favored.
Really?
I think Buffalo Bills are favored on the road. I'm going to go Buffalo -1.5.
Ding, ding, ding. Shane, Chiefs -1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they just love the Chiefs, man.
They do. But I'm going to tell you right now, if Buffalo can run the ball like they did last week against New England, then they are virtually unbeatable. That was their one vice all year. Devin Singletary looked good against Bill Belichick. So
this is what good coaches. This is what good coaches do, though. They don't show anything in the regular season, and the reason why they're able to run is because Josh Allen. Josh Allen did design runs. He was running the ball without having to scramble. It was completely designed. I mean, that first run, it's just he's otherworldly right now. And I think they'll just have their way. What do you think? Do you think the Chiefs win this game, or do you think the Bills win this game? Regardless of if they run.
I think the Buffalo Bills are on again. If I had to pick one team to win the Super Bowl right now, it would be Buffalo, because Josh Allen when he plays like that, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Better than Aaron Rodgers with the mobility. Can he put it together a complete performance? 4 games into the playoffs, it's hard, especially when they didn't get that first round bye. But they screwed around enough this year to just figure out what they're pushing all the right buttons right now. I'm not going to pick against them until they lose.
All right, tiebreaker. Let's do the over/under in this game, or if you want to pick a different game to do it in. I think this game's interesting just because it could be super high.
Yeah, I'll go over/under set at 52.
Yeah, 50. I'm going to go 50.5.
Johnny's closer, 54.5.
Yeah. That's going to be. I'm so excited for that game, man.
You did it, Johnny.
You know what
needed a win.
You know what kind of stinks, Johnny, is that game's at 4:30 our time.
That does stink.
Yeah.
What's the night game? There's no night game.
That is the night game.
Yeah, because the other game's at 1. It's strange.
No.
I don't know. I guess because it's a Sunday. It's the day of our Lord. Okay.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye, Leah.
Who's Lord?
What?
Our Lord?
Yeah, everybody's Lord. Whatever Lord you please. Okay, let's get into our NBA picks for tonight. Johnny, you want to go ahead and go first?
Yeah. Here's some tasty Wednesday winners for you. The Wizards have been playing good ball. I like them tonight. -1 at home. I also like the Lakers. Everybody's dumping on the Lakers. See that dunk yesterday?
Yeah.
-5. I think they've got a strong second half push in mind, especially with the Clippers falling apart. To me,
the Pacers are stinky.
They're real stinky, right? And I think the Lakers are going to benefit flying under the radar in the second half of this year, because everybody, rightfully so, is talking about the Suns and the Golden State Warriors. And then lastly, Chicago Bulls, my hometown Chicago Bulls. Tonight, I think they cover. I think they win +3. They're not a team that's going to make a ton of noise in the Eastern Conference playoffs. I think they win one series. I think that's their ceiling. But even if they get the 1 or 2 seed, they cap out as a really strong regular season team
And
with limited talent.
Yeah, and I think League Pass is free this week, and that game is a must-watch for me. Those are two of my favorite teams in the league, the Bulls and the Cavs. Darius Garland's just on a tear right now, and we'll get into that in a second. But I'm really excited for that game. That's going to be a banger for sure. The three-point line is exactly where it should be. Okay, let's get into my picks for tonight. I got the Blazers +9. I just think that's disrespectful. Yeah, the Heat are good, but the Blazers, even without Lillard, I still think they're just a really fantastic, well-coached team. Another fun team to watch. And then the Kings -7. They're at home against a Pistons team who just played Golden State last night. A bad Pistons team on a back-to-back. And yes, the Kings aren't great, but they play hard. I like them to cover that 7 point. I think this game gets ugly in the second quarter. And then, as I said, Darius Garland against the Bulls, over 29 points and assists. I think he might get there with just points, but regardless, he averages like 8+ assists, I think, a game. And right now, Eastern Conference Player of the Week for like the third time. He's just fantastic. He's one of my favorite players to watch, and some great hair too. Johnny, I think you'd do really well with his and John Morant's hair.
I'm gonna get a haircut today, I think.
Oh, really? Are you gonna get dreads?
Do you think I need a haircut, or should I cancel it?
No, you should cancel it. You should let your hair grow out as long as possible.
No. I'll think about it.
All right, Johnny, anything going on at gophnx.com? Tell people.
Just my sad article about the dead birds, the fraudulent dead birds, gophnx.com. But in all seriousness, we're going to have Arizona Cardinal content, fast and furious, gophnx.com, all throughout the offseason, as well as the many talented peers of mine and Shane's. Mike Luke's got an article right now on Tommy Lloyd, who's the right man at the right time for the Arizona Wildcats. Craig Morgan, good stuff about the lottery bowls as it relates to the Coyotes. Gerald's always cranking out good stuff on Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. So check that out and more, gophnx.com. And Little Birdie told me, Shano, a bunch of our new release shirts at the PHNX merchandise locker are ready to ship.
Yes,
Bird
sir.
Game, the t-shirt, back the A t-shirt, of course, the Southwest Bias t-shirt. Check out those and more. GoPHNX.com, PHNXlocker.com.
Yeah, get your sweet, sweet merch like this one. Always available. Discounts for members only. So make sure to get a membership, just 50 cents for your first month, or just under $60 for an annual membership. You also get a free t-shirt with that. So don't miss out on great offers, and join that Discord and talk to me and Johnny. Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. We'll be back tomorrow. But just a couple things. On Friday, we'll obviously be breaking down. We might have a special guest for the weekend games. And then on Saturday, we're talking UFC for the first time on the show, and I'm really excited. One of my good friends, Hunter Brownstein, will be joining us. So don't miss out on that. Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef. You can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. You can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. And we will see you here tomorrow at noon. Peace.
Bye.